connect to data sources. We use it to clean and transform data, create interactive reports, and share insights. We have the key features: data connection, which we use to import data from Excel, SQL, and cloud apps. We have data transformation, where we use Power Query to clean, reshape, and prepare our data. We also have data modeling, which we use to define relationships, create calculated columns, and measures. We have visualization, which we use to build charts, dashboards, and reports. And lastly, sharing and collaboration, which we use to publish Power BI service for team use. Now we have the ribbon, which is the overview. We have the home tab, which is to get data that's connecting to other sources, transforming data, where it opens the Power Query for cleaning. We have recent sources, We have enter data, new visual, and publish. We have another tab, the insert tab, which we use to insert visuals like charts, maps, and KPIs. We also have text box, shapes, images, and all those for report design. Then we also have the modeling tab, which is to manage relationships between tables. And we'll look at something called schemas when we are looking at relationship between tables. We also have creating calculated columns, measures, and new tables using data analysis expressions. So I don't think we'll be able to cover that today. If we have a session tomorrow, we'll cover calculated measures, calculated columns, measures, and new tables tomorrow. Then we have managing role. We also have the view tab, which we use to switch between the report view, data view, and model view. We can also change themes, page sizes, and grid lines. So basically you can customize your report the way you want it. We have other key elements around the ribbon. We have the fields pane, the filters pane, the visualizations pane, and the canvas pane. So the most important one here is the canvas, which we use to design our reports. We have Power Query, which is a tool used in Power BI to import, clean, and transform data, before it's used in your reports. It operates in a separate editor called the Power Query editor. We have the key capabilities, like connecting to various data sources, removing duplicates, filtering rows, cleaning null values, renaming columns, changing data types, merging or appending queries, creating custom columns with simple formulas, and all the transformations are recorded step by step and they can be undone. Now, these are mostly part of the data cleaning procedures that we'll be doing, because the common cleaning tasks include removing duplicates and blanks. We have filtering rows. We have renaming columns for clarity, changing data types, splitting or merging columns, and creating calculated columns or adding conditional logic. Now, I want us to look at the practical part. This is what it should look like when you open your Power BI. This is what your Power BI should look like. So we have two ways. Our data is currently in Excel. So we have about 3 ways of importing. We have this one right here. It's the simplest. We have get data, where you have more options. We have the Excel option. We have Power BI semantic models, data flows, SQL, text, web, all those. We also have another Excel option here, the Excel workbook. So I prefer using this one, it's the simplest. So you just click on it. You'll have think it's this. So anytime you're not sure what data you're importing, Power BI gives you more like a preview. So if I click on data, I'll be able to see what the data set I'm trying to import looks like. So if it's not the one, you just cancel here at the bottom, then go back the same procedure. If this is the data you're actually trying to import, I'll click this box or check the box. So once you check the box, it activates these two buttons. We have the load button and the transform data button. We use the load button when we're not trying to make any changes to our data set. We just want to create a report or a dashboard. But if you want to clean your data or make any kinds of changes, you transform data. We've said if you're making changes to your data, so basically any kind of cleaning, transformation, you transform data. But if you just want to proceed to the report view, sorry, to the report, you'll just load. But if you load and you remember maybe you wanted to make changes, again, there's an option for going back, which I'll show you when we get to that. So I want us to click transform data. So this is what we have. This is our data. We have about 10 columns, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 10 columns. And the simple mistakes I can tell so far, the state column, we have some of the states are labeled as New York, some it's an abbreviation, NY. If you scroll down, you'll notice we have Texas as well, which has TX instead of the whole word Texas. So you decide which one you want to work with. If you want to proceed with the full word New York, so you change the other abbreviations to New York. But if you want to work with the abbreviations again, you have that option. So we'll select that column, then right click. Select the column, then right click. I want you to go to replace values. Replace values. You have this pop up. So we have values to find and what we're replacing with. We're currently having New York, the full word, and the abbreviation. We want all of them to look like the full word instead of the abbreviation. So we want to find anything that's an abbreviation and replace it with the full wording. Like that. We're trying to find anything that's an abbreviation and change it to the full wording. Then you'll click OK. So you could be working with US and United States, you could be working with UAE, any kinds of abbreviation, so long as they're not the same, Power BI interprets those as two different states. So you have to make them the same, otherwise you'll have wrong information. Then you click OK. I want us to do the same thing for Texas. Right click, then replace values again. We'll replace, we're trying to find anything that says TX and replace it with Texas. Someone who's stuck somewhere? Anyone stuck somewhere? Then you click OK. So now at least we know the state column has consistent data. Then we have, so our data doesn't have so many errors, but we'll try to create errors so that we rectify that. For example, if we have columns that are merged together, if you have a column that has maybe the person's name and the phone number in the same column, we can separate those two. So maybe we can separate, we can try to put together region and state, then we'll separate them again. So I want us to merge region and state, then we'll separate them again. So you'll have to select the two if you're merging them. So I'll select state first, control, select region. Select state, control, select region. We're trying to bring them together, so that's called merging. So you'll go to transform on your ribbon, go to transform, go to transform. We have merge columns. We have merge columns right here. So I want you to select merge columns. You'll have the pop-up of how you want to merge your columns. You can say you don't want any separator, or if you want a colon, a comma, equal sign, semicolon, or a space. Then if the options of what you want to use as your delimiter is not here, you'll customize. So you click on custom, then you type, because in the option we didn't have underscore or asterisk. So you'll custom, click on custom, then you'll select, you'll type your delimiter here. You also have the option of changing the new column's name. So you'll click merged, then you edit into something else, but I just leave it like that for now. Then you click OK. So you'll have your merged column where we have New York underscore Northeast. I hope everyone is okay so far. Any questions?
Where do I go to if I want to go back?
Go back.
So if you want to cancel the step,
Are you asking
you
me?
can go sorry? If you want to cancel the whole process, you come to applied steps. We have this X here. You click on it. So you click here to get rid of that step, then you'll redo it again.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, sorry,
So
madam. May I have the link to the software, the Power BI?
let me see if I can share it right now.
Okay, fine.
Good morning, Madam Audrey.
Good morning.
I have some questions.
Mhm.
I wish to ask if the data set you just sent, at what state is the data set? Is it clean data or data to be clean?
Sorry? Again?
I wish to know the state at which the data set which you sent to us is. If the data set that is already clean or data set that is to be clean. Thank you.
You're asking if the data set I shared, we're supposed to clean it or if it's clean already.
Yes, exactly.
So it has a few errors, but then it doesn't cover all the data cleaning aspects. So we'll have to create the errors for us to clean.
Okay, can I know the difference between the data set that is clean and data set that is not clean?
You'll tell a clean data set because
An
the data
example.
look consistent. You'll have okay, maybe I'll have to share two separate data sets, one that's clean and one that's not. But you'll have a data set that maybe doesn't look the way you want. Maybe it has some names, say the names, participants' names column has some of them are capital letters, some are small letters, some are mixed. Let me try to find a sample. So we have something like this. You can tell the column for contact, the names are not written properly. So so the good thing with Power BI, you'll notice these rows that are slightly bigger than the others. Same thing with the columns. We can't even tell what's in some of them. So with that error, when you put this data set into Power BI, it automatically cleans this. You'll have, this goes back to the normal size with the other rows, same thing with the columns. But now we'll have, give me a minute. We'll have things like a column like this one. So this is clearly not the way it's supposed to look. It doesn't look as neat as it should because we have some capital letters in between. We have spacings at the beginning, even at the middle, something like that. So this is inconsistent data. So when you import a data set like this, you have to clean a column like this one. Then you have a column like department, which has Cloud Tech and Texas, New York. So this is the department, but this side is clearly the region. So you'll have to separate these two again. Then we have, Yeah, mostly these two. Then we have other issues that this data set that doesn't have. Does that answer your question?
No, answer my question.
Yeah,
Next
good
Okay.
morning.
How do they clean it now?
Sorry?
What's the procedure to cleaning data set as this one in shown?
So at the moment we were doing, we're trying to look at a way of cleaning a column like this one, the department column. Then I'll show you how to clean a column like D, the contact.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Give me a minute to find the Power BI link.
Madam, good morning.
Good morning. I've shared it to the group.
Yeah, my question is, let's assume you have in a data set values that are missing within the rows. So how
Values
gonna
that
are missing?
are?
Let's assume for department of cloud or the operations is complete, and then the cloud tech is not complete. That's of values like 50 or hundreds numerical values. So how gonna get rid of these ones?
Okay, we'll handle that in a minute.
Example, yeah. Huh?
We'll handle that in a minute.
Okay, no problem. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So this is what we were doing. Let me cancel this step and redo it. We were trying to merge the region column and the state column, assuming maybe it was your participant's name. Maybe when they were recording the data, they separated the first name and the last name, and you want them in the same column. So basically you're trying to merge them. You'll select both of them. You select the first one, then control, select the second one. Go to transform on your ribbon. Then you have merge columns. We have merge columns. You select merge columns and select your separator. So if you don't want a separator, you'll just leave it like that. If you want a colon, if you want a comma, an equal sign, a semicolon, or a space. Or if you want a tab, you can select your separator, then you click OK. So you'll have, this is your merged column. So you took two columns, you put them together. But if you want to separate them, you select the column again. Select the column again and split column. Split column. Now, when it comes to splitting, you have options. We have the delimiter, which you've been looking at. We also have the number of characters. We have positions. We have by lowercase to uppercase, or by uppercase to lowercase, or by digit to non-digit, or non-digit to digit. So you have all these options, but I want us to use delimiter. You remember when we were merging, we used tab as the delimiter. So when it comes to delimiter here again, we'll use tab. Then we want to split at each occurrence of the delimiter. So maybe if you were using something like a space or a comma or an equal sign, say let's say a comma, but you have more than one comma in the word. So maybe you want to split with the first comma, which is the leftmost delimiter, or the second one, or maybe the last one, which is the rightmost delimiter. So you have these two options. You also have each occurrence of the delimiter. So you'll select either of the three, depending on what you want. Then you'll click OK. You'll notice it has splitted again. So we have merged 1 and merged 2. So this was the state. I'll double click to rename. This was the state. And this was, I think, region. Was it region? Okay, let's work with region. Then we have blank. So if we have blank or errors at some point. So if you'll have a blank in Power BI, it will write null. It will write null. So you'll select the column. Yes.
I'm not when I'm splitting the columns, once I click OK, it's give me now. NUL double L. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Are you in a
When
position
I'm
to share your
splitting the sorry?
Are you in a position to share your screen?
Yes.
Kindly do.
Oh, you're sharing. Okay. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay. So if I go here, split.
Mm-hmm. No. Yours is not a tab. Your delimiter is an underscore. Go to
Sorry?
custom. Go to custom. Custom. Then underscore
Okay.
perfect.
Like that.
Click OK. So whatever you are doing wrong is you selected the wrong delimiter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right. Okay,
perfect.
thank you.
Okay. So you remember the column we had in, maybe I'll share this data set. You try doing practice with it, then you'll reach out in case of issues. We have, maybe if we have a column like this, we have 3 ways of cleaning this. So the first one is we want to get rid of the spacings. We have spacings at the beginning, we have spacings in the middle. The usual one is just 1, but at some point you'll see there are more. So we have the spacing. And usually, I'm not sure how many are familiar with this, but in Excel, let me just mention something. In Excel, if we have a column like this, if we're removing the spaces, we'll say equal sign, trim, right? Trim, cell reference, then we drag. So you'll notice the function trim removes all the spacings because now we don't have the space we had here and the spacing here has been fixed. Same thing with Jordan, Connor, all the way earlier, all the way to the last one. The spacings have been cleaned using the function trim. It's the same thing when you go to Power BI, we have format. So under transform, just next to split where we were, we have format. You'll see format. That's where you'll find your trim. Eleni.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. So if you go to format in Power BI, under transform, we have format, you'll find the trim function here. Now, the good thing with Power BI is you don't use formulas. We don't do the whole equal sign thing that we do in Excel. We have the trim function here. But if you go to Excel, you'll say equal sign trim, then the cell referencing. Also, we have writing the words properly. So you'll notice a word like Smith, we have capital letters in between. Ken is all caps. Ivan is all caps. We have Brendan, all caps. And we want to write them properly such that we're capitalizing the first letter of every word. We're capitalizing the first letter of every single word. So usually, again, if we were doing this in Excel, we would say equal sign proper. So proper converts a text string to proper case, the first letter in each word to uppercase and all the other letters to lowercase. So I'll double click that, then select the word Bill Smith and click enter. You'll notice it doesn't get rid of the space, but it writes it correctly because now the Smith is written properly, but then the spacing is not gone. And if I drag this, I'll have the words written properly, but then they're not still it's not clean enough because we still have the spacings. So usually if you are doing this in Excel, you would double click and use both functions. Right here between the equal sign and proper, we'll type trim and click on the suggestion. Double click on the trim. Between the equal sign and the word proper, you'll type the word trim or the function trim, which opens a bracket as well. Remember, initially we had equal sign proper and these two brackets, but now we've introduced trim, which comes with its own bracket. So now at the end, you have to add another bracket. So you have to add a second bracket at the end, then click enter. So basically we are combining these two functions. We are combining trim, which gets rid of spaces, and proper, which writes the words properly. So basically it will capitalize the first letter of every word. I'll click enter and drag. So now the column is clean enough. Now I want us to we looked at the trim function in Power BI. I want us to look at the proper function in Power BI. So we're back to our editor. We are back to our editor. So we don't have an inconsistent column. That's why I keep referring to the Excel file that we have on the other side. But if we go to transform, next to split column, we have format again. Next to split column, we have format. So on the other side, they call it proper, but here you'll see capitalize each word. We have capitalize each word. So instead of, in Excel, we use proper. In Power BI, we use capitalize each word. To write, we're capitalizing the first letter of every single word. Then we have trim, which you use to remove spaces. And maybe if you forget, just by hovering, if you just place your cursor on top of any of them, it gives you the description. For example, the uppercase converts all letters in the selected columns into uppercase letters. Same thing with lowercase. It converts all letters in the selected columns into lowercase. We can try doing that. I'll select region, format. If you want everything in lowercase, I'll click lowercase. You'll notice now we have everything written in small letters. If I want everything to be capital letters, I go back to format and select uppercase. I hope I'm not rushing.
Ms. Andrew, you just want to get the difference between trim and proper. Do they share the different functions?
The difference between trim and proper?
Yeah, in terms of cleaning data, are they different in terms of how they function?
So we use proper only in Excel. In Power BI, we use capitalize each word. You see, when I click format, we have capitalize each word.
Yes.
So we use you capitalize the first letter of every single word. Only the first letter. For example, the word northeast will have, so let's use a column like state. If we have everything in small letters, if I change it to lowercase, every single thing, you'll notice N is small and Y is small as well, right?
Yeah. But what I want to know now is the difference between trim and proper, because we talk about the trim function and the proper function in Power BI. So okay, how do they differ? How do they differ in terms of functions?
One removes spaces, the other one capitalizes every word.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can capitalize N in new and Y in York. We'll click format and capitalize each word. Like that.
I got it.
Okay. So we also have, we mentioned in our notes, so maybe something I've not talked about, duplicates. Our data set again is not the best with duplicates because we have the same retailer. You'll notice the same retailer doing several purchases. But if we had a unique identifier, we'd select the column with the unique identifier, so mostly the name, or the column with the ID. We mostly use columns with the ID or the name or a registration number, something like that. So you right click, you select the column, you right click and remove duplicates. You'll select the column, you right click and remove duplicates. Okay, sorry about that. So if I have retailer ID as the unique identifier, I'll select that column, right click and remove duplicates. I'll click on the X.
Ms. Andri, before you go forward, this Power BI software, where is it most useful? Where is it most useful? Where is it most powerful to use? Is it for academic purposes? Is it from academic purposes, or is it for a working environment?
It depends mostly. I don't think there's a precise environment. Provided you want a report or you want to clean your data set, I think it applies.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's also a quantitative type of.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So I'm trying to think of something we've not looked at. We said when you have a null, when you have a blank, like this one, a blank. So you'll select the column with the null. You'll select the column with the null. You'll right click and replace values. You'll replace values. So wherever the null is, you can replace it with a better message. Same way if I'll be doing some referring to Excel. I don't know if you guys have a problem with that. Same way when you have, say, a data like this one, we'll select the data set. We want to highlight the nulls. We want to highlight the nulls and maybe replace the nulls with a better message, all of them. So, or the blank messages, the blank cells, we want to replace them with a better message. So we'll select the entire data set. We'll select the entire data set. We'll go to find and select. Find and select. Go to special. Go to special, then select blanks. Go to special, then select blanks. Then we'll click OK. So you'll notice it will highlight all the blanks that we have. All the blanks that we have are currently highlighted. And usually, when you want to replace the blanks with something else, say a message, maybe you want to say check value. Without clicking anywhere else, we usually go to the formula bar and write maybe check value. You can say something like check value, or you can write it in capital letters. Check value. But before you click enter, you'll click control, then enter. That way it applies to all the blanks that have been selected. We've said we've selected our data. We went to find and select, go to special. We selected our blanks. It highlights every single one of them. Now, the blanks are blank because we don't know what's supposed to be there. So we do have the option of getting rid of the blanks or replacing the blanks with better messages. Because again, once you get rid of a blank, you're getting rid of information. You're getting rid of data. So we replace it maybe with check value. Replace with check value or whatever message you'll want to use. But don't just click enter. You'll click control, then enter. So I'll click control, enter. So you'll notice when I click control, enter, it applies to every single cell. Every single cell. And I can as well highlight the wordings. I can make them bold at the same time. You can make any changes in that moment. So this way, it will be easier for you to spot the cells that have blanks or errors. And maybe if you get whatever to replace it with, you can replace. So in Power BI, we have the same option. In Power BI, we have the same option. In Power BI, we have the same option.
Mr. Andrew,
We say to select.
I don't know whether is it me who's
Yes.
very slow today. Yeah, I don't know whether it is me who's very slow today. So for a null data, I want to go back to the process. for selecting all the data for you to come spot the check value there, the check value. Just on the process, you go to select all data set and what is happening next. I think there are three process or two that I missed. I don't know if I'm clear.
Okay. So we were saying we have the same option for selecting blanks and replacing them with whatever you want. You'll select a column, you right click, replace values. Now our blanks in Power BI, they're null. So you'll replace a null with maybe check value. You'll replace the blanks with check value. But we don't have the blanks at the moment. We also have errors. We have errors like we have like this is an error. We have this as well. So when you have such errors in Power BI, most of the time you're advised to just remove them. So you'll select the column with the errors, then remove errors. You'll select the column, then remove errors. Right click, remove errors. You have removed errors. You can replace errors, but then it's specific. So if you're replacing, if it's a numeric column, you have to replace the errors with a numeric value. If it's string, you have to replace with a text if you're replacing the errors. But if you're removing the errors, you can just remove. There are no restrictions to that. We also have changing data types. So if I click on this, say price per unit, we have a 1, 2 next to it. If I click on it, I'm able to tell or I'm able to specify what I want my column to be. At the moment, yeah, the decimal places, but maybe I want a decimal number, a fixed decimal, a whole number, or a percentage. So you have the options to select from. So you'll select your data set and specify whatever you want. For example, if it's a beverage brand, we'll click on the ABC and make sure it's a text. If it's maybe units sold, we don't want decimal places. So you'll select the 1, 2, 3 and select a whole number. Or maybe you want to change it to a decimal, you can change it to a decimal place. So depending on what you want to work with. We also have adding new columns. you can add more columns using the ones that you already have. So for example, if we multiply the price per unit and the units sold, we'll be able to get price per unit and units sold, we get the total sales, right? So if I want us to multiply the price per unit and the units sold to get the revenue. So without selecting anywhere, I want you to go to add column on your ribbon, add column. I'm not sure if I'm breaking. Is my audio okay?
Yes,
It
it's
is.
okay.
Okay. I want us to multiply price per unit and unit sold. Go to add column on your ribbon. Then we have custom column. You'll see we have column from examples, invoke custom. I want you to select the middle one. Select the middle one that says custom column. Select the middle one that says custom column. So custom column. This is the new column name that you're creating. But again, we know we have a better way or another way of renaming your column. So you don't have to worry about this part. What we need to worry about is the formula. So we said these are the available columns that we have over here. We have retailer, retail ID, date, month, state, region, beverage brand, price per unit, and units sold. Want units, price per unit, then click insert. Click on price per unit, then click insert. So in our case, we are multiplying, we'll use asterisk. In our case, we are multiplying, we'll use asterisk. But if you're adding, you'll use a plus. If you're subtracting, you'll use a minus. If you're dividing, you'll use a slash. If you're multiplying, you use asterisk. So we're multiplying by units sold. So you can click once again, then insert or double click. So if I double click, it just goes there, it just inserts the column. So you can double click or you can click once and insert. We have a name. We want it to be called, should you call it revenue or total sales? Call it revenue. Then now you'll click OK. So anytime you'll be doing calculations, because this is more of a formula, and the formula for a new column that we are creating that's called revenue is we're taking the column price per unit and multiplying it by the units sold. So maybe at some point you'll get an error, or maybe you'll multiply wrongly, or you'll multiply columns that maybe a numeric and a string. You'll see at the bottom, it will tell you you have errors. So you just check your formula, make sure it's correct. Once it says there are no errors, you'll click OK. So our formula is correct right now. I'll click OK. And at the end, I'll notice a new column called revenue. Now, just next to revenue, we have ABC and 1, 2, 3. So basically the new column we've created, it's not sure if it's a text, it's not sure if it's a string, if it's a sorry, it's not sure if it's a number, a whole number, or a percentage, or so we have to click on the ABC again and specify that it's a whole number. We'll select on the ABC 1, 2, 3, this one here at the edge. Then you select whole number. I want us to add another column using the date column. I want us to add another column. So we do have this month column where January is 1, 2, 3, but we want the names. We want the names January, February, March, all the way to December. And we'll use this column, the date column. We'll use the date column to create that. Before I proceed to the date column, anyone who's stuck in the revenue column? Okay. So click on date. Still under add column. Still under add column. We have date. We have date here. I want you to click on date. Go to month. Then name of month. Click on date, month, name of month. Date, month, name of month. So we'll select name of month and we've inserted month name. In your steps, you'll see you've inserted month name. If we go to the very end of our data set, just next to the new column we created called revenue, you'll see another one called month name. You'll see another one called month name. We want to make sure it's a text as well. Like that. So we've done most changes. I want us to proceed to the report. So now at the moment you'll notice over here it says Power Query Editor. So we said when you're cleaning your data set in Power BI, you do it in the Power Query Editor. When you're cleaning your data in Power BI, we do it in the Power Query Editor. And once you're done cleaning, it takes you back to the desktop where you'll create your dashboard. So I want us to click on Home. Once you're done or you're satisfied with the changes you've made, click on Home, then click on Close and Apply. You have Close and Apply. It's right below File. Click Close and Apply. Close and Apply. You'll give it some time. Give it some time to load. And you can see at the top now it says Power BI Desktop. At the moment it says Power BI. All the tabs we were talking about. This is the canvas. So this is where you report. This is where you'll be creating report. Title, visuals, out of space, and you can remove or delete like that. Then we have visualizations. So this has most of the visuals that you will need. And the good thing with Power BI is if you select a visual and insert some columns, if maybe you want to see what the columns you've inserted would look like in a different visual, you just select the other visual. You don't have to create a new visual. I'll show you that in a minute. Then we have data. We have data here at the end. If I click here, I'm able to see all my columns. Now, I've just noticed we have beverage brand 2, and I wanted it to be called just beverage brand, not beverage brand 1 or 2. So I want us to go back again to the editor where we were. I want us to go back to the query editor and rename our beverage brand to just beverage brand without the number 2. So over here to your left, we have these 3 views. We have the report view. So when you click on report view, it brings you here where you're creating your report, you have your visuals, you have your data. If you click on the next one, which is the table view, if you click on the second one, which is the table view, you'll see what your data set looks like. Instead of having to go back to the Excel file, if you click on the table view, you'll see what your table looks like, and you can still see your columns over here. You're still able to see your columns. Also, when you're going back to the query editor to clean your data more, we come back to the table view. We have the table view when you're making changes to your data. So basically, when you're going back to the query editor, you will come to the table view. I'll click home. Click home. So we are going back to the query editor. You remember the beverage brand we've said, this one here. We want it to be called beverage brand without this number 2. So I want us to go to transform data.
Is it my network that is cutting, or is it Mr. Andrew one? Colleagues, are you all hearing?
I didn't see anything. The network was cutting.
Yeah, I think Mr. Anthony's network is cutting.
Okay, sorry about that. I think I got kicked out. So I was saying if you're going back to the query editor to make more changes, you click on transform data, then transform data again. Transform data, then transform data. You'll notice it takes you to the query editor. It takes you to the query editor and you're able to make your changes again. So I want us to rename beverage brand. I'll just double click on it and remove the two. Double click on it and remove the two. Once again, you're done with the changes you're making. You close and apply. Once you're done with the changes, close and apply. It will take you back to where we were. So we said we have three views. We have three views: the report view, the table view, and the model view. And we said the report view is where we create our dashboard, where we have our visuals and all that. The table view is where we have our data set in table form. So we are able to see what our numbers look like, and we are able to go back to the query editor again. You can also use it for calculated columns and measures, but we'll look at that tomorrow. We also have the model view. Now with the model view, this is where we use to look at how our tables relate to each other. So at the moment we have only one table. That's why we're not seeing any relationship. But if you have more than one table, you'll see all the tables here and you'll be able to tell how they relate to each other. So I want us to go back to the report view and proceed. So I'm not sure if there's a tea break or something. John? Is the facilitator around, the moderator? Or what do you guys suggest? Should we have a tea break now, or because I want us to start creating a report? So maybe we can take a quick break, then proceed to the report, if that's okay.
All right. That's okay.
Okay.
So how long should it take?
I think the 5 or 10 minutes is fine.
Okay. So once
Even
you're
5.
ready to come back, 5. So we meet
Yes.
here at 11. It's currently 10:47. 10:47 from my side. So maybe 9:40 something from your side. But it's 10:48 from my side. So we'll meet at 11. Is that okay?
Yeah, for us in Namibia, so it will be 10 in Namibia.
Okay. Our dashboard, we'll start with the report, sorry, a title. I want us to start with picking a title. So we'll use insert, then we have shapes. So go to insert. So from the shapes, you can see you have options. So you'll select whichever you feel is easy to work with. I can start with a rectangle. I'll start with a rectangle. We'll resize it. Resize it. Resize it. So I want us to format it. So at the moment it's telling us format shape. If I click on the canvas, the format option disappears. When I click on the icon, it focuses on the icon. So whatever changes we are making will apply on the rectangle, the shape we selected. So I'll click on the shape. We have format shape, we have shape, rotation, style, and action. So if you click on shape, you can change. At the moment we selected rectangle, but we have a peel, we have a pentagon, we have a parallelogram, we have oval, we have octagon, we have a line, we have hexagon. So we basically have options. We even have arrows. Where are the arrows? We have arrow. So you can choose an arrow like this one, but you reduce it, increase it, depending on how you want it. We also have a chevron arrow, this one, which again, you can reduce, can make it thinner, thicker, shorter, like that, depending on how you want. We also have a pentagon arrow, which you can do the whole resizing thing, depending again on what you want. Now I want us to stick with one, so maybe I'll take the peel, or let me take rectangle. I'll reduce it a bit. So you can adjust your corners.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then we have rotation. So that was under shape. Next we have rotation. So you can rotate your shapes in all directions, especially if it's a gauge chart. You can rotate to the degrees that you want. Then we have, then we have style. We have style. So under style, that's where we do most of the changes. We have the first one, which is the color of our shape. We can change it from the blue that we have to maybe a maroon. You can change it to a maroon. We were under style. So if you click here, you're able to select any other color. If you click on more colors, you'll again have options. If you know color codes, you can type here to make things easy for you. Then we'll proceed to transparency. So transparency, just how thick you want the color or how faded you want it. If I move this, you realize it fades. And if I go back like that, so you can adjust your color using that. The next we have the border. Let me zoom in so that you see the border. So we have a blue line at the edge of our shape. We have a blue line. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me. So under border, let me make the width 15, like that. So you can see your border is color blue because that's what we started with initially. But assuming you don't want the border at all, you can click off so it disappears. Or if you want a border, you'll change the color of your border. So maybe to a black and then reduce the thickness a bit. So you can work with something like that. Yes, Samara? You're muted. Amara, your microphone is muted.
No, I realized my mic was on, so my background was very noisy. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you can change the color of your border to either black. I prefer working with black because it makes things again look better. Or you can get rid of it completely, depending on what you prefer. Or you can reduce the thickness again further. You can also change how thick you want the borderline. The next, now we have the text. Let me pick a different color. Okay. The next we have text. Next we have text. So anything that you want to appear inside here, you'll type it here. So you'll start with turning on. Turn this on, the text. Once you turn it on, click on this, then you'll have somewhere to type whatever appears in your title. So we can maybe say sales dashboard. You'll notice as I'm typing, whatever I'm typing appears here on the screen. Whatever I'm typing down here appears over here. So I'll go on to increase the font. I'll increase the font using this. So you can even type inside and say 30. That works. Then you can change the font type as well. You can select anyone that you want to work with, like that. Now, you can also make it bold. You can make it italic or underline it. Again, depending on what you're working with or how you want it to look. Then we have the font color. At the moment it's white. You can leave it at that, or you can use maybe black, or you can use blue. That doesn't look as good. Anyway, let me leave it at white, but you can think of ways to change yours. Then now we have the alignment. Next, we have the alignment. We have the horizontal alignment and the vertical alignment. Let me increase this shape so that you'll notice the changes easily. So if we say horizontal alignment, we have the left, which pushes it to the left side. We have the center or the middle. Then we have the right. So the horizontal alignment, it's still here in the middle, but it's either to the left, at the center, or to the right. But we also have the vertical alignment. So in as much as it's in the middle, maybe we want it either to the top or to the bottom. So we have top. For vertical alignment, we have top, we have middle, and we have bottom. Now, if maybe you want to leave it at bottom, but then you don't want it so close to the borderline, we use the padding. We have this padding here. So this will adjust the top, this adjusts the bottom, this will adjust the left, and this will adjust the right. So at the moment, our title is at the bottom. So we'll go to the bottom and maybe increase to say a 10. That way it's not on the borderline, but it leaves some distance. Let me make it 15 so that it's more visible. You can see as I increase it, the words move as well. So it's to the bottom, but not so close to the bit to the left. I have the option of leaving it at the left, but not so close to the borderline. So I'll go to the left padding and increase to maybe another 15 or around there. And you'll notice it moves. It's towards the left, yes, but not so close to the edge. So you have the option to control how close to the edge it is. So the moment I want us to leave it at the left, but in the center. I want us to leave it at the left, towards the left, at the center. Towards the left, at the center. I'll reduce this back. Actually, let's put it at the bottom. Yeah, something like that. Then we have shadows. You can turn it on or off. So when it's turned on, it looks like that. I click on it, style. If I turn off the shadow again, it goes back. If you turn on the glow, it looks like that. And if you turn it off, it goes back. So you have those options to customize your dashboard to exactly what you want. Someone who's stuck or has a question? Okay. Now you'll notice anytime.
Matthew,
Yeah.
Ms. Andre, does it mean that this rectangle
I think I've lost him. I'm not sure if it's my network. Can you guys hear him?
hello?
Yes.
What I'm asking, does it mean the information, the data will be pasted here
Sorry?
in this rectangle? This rectangle here,
Yeah.
does it mean that information will be pasted here?
Yeah.
For
So that's
the,
so it's basically a title at the moment.
oh, okay.
We're using it as a title. So when I click on it, the focus is entirely on it. So any changes I make, they apply on this visual. But if I click on the canvas, the focus is no longer on it. So anytime you want to select a new visual, you click on the canvas, then select a visual. You click on the canvas and then select a visual. Now I want us to select the card. I want us to select the card. Select the card. Resize it. We need about 3 cards. So you can either select a second one, or you can copy this one and paste it. I'll copy this, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V again. Like that. So now we have 3 cards. We have 3 cards. In the first card, we said anytime you want to make changes to a visual, you click inside. So click the first card, select the revenue. So put revenue in the first card. Second card, we'll put units sold. Put units sold in the second card. And in the third one, put price per unit. Put revenue in the first one. Units sold in the second one. And price per unit in the third. Now, our card at the moment, like the first one reads sum of revenue, but we want it to read just revenue without the whole sum. So I'll double click, I click on sum, the focus is on it. I'll come here to the fields down here. I'll double click and rename it to just revenue. I'll double click it and rename it to revenue. Rename it to revenue. Then click enter. I want you to do the same thing. Instead of sum of units sold, call it units sold. And the third one, call it price per unit. Call the second one units sold. And the third one, price per unit. So you click inside, you double click, you remove the other portion, or you type units sold. Then click enter. Same thing with the third one. We just want price per unit. Enter. So now we have revenue, we have units sold, and we have price per unit. Now, initially before we renamed, this said sum, and sum. So with the sum of revenue, that makes sense. Sum of units sold, that's the total number of units that were sold. But the sum of price per unit seems a bit different. So I want us to work with the average price per unit. So that way we know if we sold us a product at a specific price or at an average price of a certain figure, then we had this number of units in total and the total revenue. So I want you to click on price per unit. Over here, we have this arrow. We have this arrow. Click on it. At the moment, it says sum, so you can select average. this arrow here. It used to say sum, but now we have average. You can even select minimum. You can select maximum. You can select count. Distinct count, that means they're not repeating themselves. It's only counting once. We have the count. So the count in general is the number of times it appears, but distinct, if say it appears 100 times, it just picks once. So you have these descriptive statistics. You can select whichever you want. I want us to stick with average. For the price per unit. Stick with average for the price per unit. So if maybe we had a card here, if I added a card here, for beverage brand, we can ask for the count, the distinct count. So we know in as much as we have our brands, we have precisely 6. And if you ask for just the count, then you'll see the number of times they appeared. So if you just want to know the number of brands that you're working with, you'll ask for the distinct count.
Before you go ahead, does that mean the distinct count is the number of different products you have?
Without repeating.
Without repeating,
You
yes.
see when we have, sorry?
Does it mean the 6 represent the number of different products you have in stock?
Yes.
And the other big number is the total of all the beverages together in stock.
Yeah. So maybe if you made 10 sales of Coca-Cola, it counts all the 10.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So the other figure, this count, you'll find it's the sum of the number of times Coca-Cola was sold, the number of times Sprite was sold, like that. So it's combined. But then when you ask for the distinct,
because it's revenue, right? Okay.
Yes. So when you ask for the distinct, it just counts without repetition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't need these at the moment, so I'll just remove it. I'll click on the 3 dots, then remove. So I want us to proceed and select a different visual. Maybe we can pick a stacked column chart. Pick a stacked column chart. Let me increase this. We'll select the revenue against month name. Select revenue against month name. So I want us to customize this because we're working with this color, and at the moment our bars are blue. So we'll go to format your visual, this icon right here. So format your visual. I want you to go to columns. Go to columns. Then you can change the color to the one we're working with. You can change the borders as well, but they're currently turned off. You can change the layout as well, or reset to default. Now you'll notice our bars are arranged from the highest to the lowest because December had the highest. January, April, February, and March had the lowest. So it has arranged from the largest to the lowest when we want them to be arranged from January to December. So we'll go ahead and sort. I want us to sort our months such that January comes first, followed by February, March, all the way to December. So I want you to go to the table view. Go to the table view. This one here. Click on the table view. Click on the table view. I want you to select month name. Select month name. Sort by column. Sort by column. We'll use this column for month here to sort. So we'll select month. Sort by column, then select month. Select month. Once you've done that, go back to the report view. This one. I want you to remove month name. In your data, it was selected. Remove it, then select it again. Remove it and select it again. So now we'll have them sorted from January to December. Now, say you just want to know the revenue units sold and price per unit for January, you'll click on the bar for January alone. So when you click on January alone, you're able to tell the revenue that you had for January. You have the units sold. So in January, we made 477,000. We sold 1 million units, and the price per unit was at 0.37. Same thing with February, 466, 1 million units, and the price per unit was 0.37. The highest was December, where we brought in 985 with 2 million units sold, and the average price per unit was 60.60. To go back, you'll just click inside here, then it will focus on all of them again. Now, maybe something I forgot to mention, you'll realize we've had the options to format every single visual that we brought in, but we didn't format these three. So I want us to format again. We can change the font for the label, for the callout value and the label. We can change the font as well and increase the label here for the word revenue unit sold so that it's visible. So you'll select one, control and select the other two. Select one, then control and select the others. Select one, control and select the others. Go to format your visual. We say this is format your visual. So format your visual. We have the call out value, which is the number 8 million, 16 million, and 0.48. Then we have the category label, which is revenue, units sold, and price per unit. So we'll start with changing the call out value. We'll click on call out value. We can increase the font, but there's no need. You can make it bold. You can change the color as well to match the one we're working with. You can change the display units as well. You can either choose thousands, millions, billions, or trillions, but I'll leave it as it is. Then you have decimal places. You can increase or decrease. Now I want the others to be at 1. Like that. Then control and select the others. Okay, so the units are exactly the way we want. I want us to go to the category label. Category label. You can change the font again. And you can increase it as well. Make it bold. And change the color as well. So now you have them looking slightly better, or they're looking better than they were before, because the colors are the same now and they're visible. So now back to our visual. Click inside to focus on it. So assuming we want to see what our revenue against the months looks like, except not in the stacked column chart that we had selected. Maybe this time we want to look at a stacked bar chart. I'll just click a stacked bar chart and it changes to a bar chart. I can select a line chart. We have an area chart. We have a waterfall. We have a funnel. So you have options. You can select a scatter plot. You can select a pie chart, a donut, like that. So once you've created a chart, you don't have to limit yourself. You have the options of seeing the same chart or the same output with a different chart. You realized we had selected the revenue and the month name, and we are able to see the same information in all these charts without having to create a new one. But if you want to create another one again, you can still do that. So you'll just reduce, you can resize it the way you want. You click on the canvas and select another visual. You can put this here. You can select the beverage brand against the revenue so that you're able to see how much every single brand brought in. So we have Coca-Cola brought in 23%. Dasani Water brought in 19%. Diet Coke brought in 16%. Sprite 14%. Powerade 13.79 and Fanta 11.8. So you're able to see that information. You can proceed and add another visual here. Say if we choose an area chart, I want you to choose a map, this one, this map here. I want you to put revenue against state. Let's format the visual. Go to map settings. Go to map settings. If I rush at any point, you let me know. Map settings. We have the style. At the moment, we are having road, but we have aerial, we have dark, we have light, grayscale, and road. This is what aerial looks like. We have dark. We have light. We have grayscale, and we have road. Also, we can add controls so that you can zoom in and out. So turn on zoom buttons. So you can use these to zoom in and to zoom out. You can also change the size of your bubbles. You can have either magnitude or data range, but I'll just leave it at auto. You can also increase the size or decrease the size. I think this is better because you can tell where the circles are bigger and where they're small. So we have a place like this, it's Florida. We have, so once I click this, it's Florida, and the sum of revenue was 547,798. And we have the breakdown. These are the number of units that were sold. The price per unit was 0.53, and this is the percentage for every brand. Same thing with if you click another area. So this is California, and the sum of revenue was 582,395. The sum of units were 1 million again, and the average price per unit was 56. Someone have rushed. You can select a small one, a tiny one, like these ones that are here. If I click this one, it's Delaware. We have Maryland. We have Pencil. That one. We have Maine. We have Rhode Island. We have New Jersey, New York, like that. So you're able to tell the revenue for every single one of them by hovering over it like that. You can also increase, that way it's easier for you to select whichever one you want. Okay. Maybe another visual we can look at. I want us to click anytime you add a visual, make sure you're not selecting make sure you've not selected any visual. So I'll click on the canvas. None of the visuals is focused on right now. Then I'll select a slicer. This is the slicer. I'll select a slicer. This is the slicer. So here's our slicer. I want to resize it and place it here. Resize it and place it there. Then select beverage brand. Select beverage brand. Now, at the moment, we're not able to see every one of them. You have to scroll for you to select one. So I want us to format the visual again. Format the visual. Go to slicer settings. Slicer settings. We have a vertical list. I want you to change to a tile. So if I put a drop down, I'll just have this option for all. When I click here, I'm able to choose one. Either one or that one, like that. But now if I want more than one, I control then select like that. So I control and I'm able to select two and I can work with the two like that. So if you compare Powerade and Fanta, Powerade brought in more. You can select a third and compare the three. You can also select all of them to see again what you're working with. So this is a drop down. But we also have a tile which looks like this. So you can select Coca-Cola alone. So you can select Coca-Cola in January. So you'll see the sales for Coca-Cola for this month, or the sales for Dasani water for this month, like that. Or for that month and a specific again state, say Texas, the sales for December alone, and you want Dasani water. So I want to select all of them back.
Miss Andre, if you go to format visual, so anything that you select, if you select from format visual, so it automatically affect the 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 3, 1, 2, 3, the three graph this side.
So anytime you bring in, when you're creating charts in Power BI, they're dynamic, such that when you bring in another visual, they can work together.
In the canvas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we do have other visuals, but I'll want to share different data set for those ones.
My phone is hitting because I'm struggling with my PC.
Mhm.
Do you have more other item to look at except from this one?
We do have other visuals, but we're not left with a lot. I want us to look at, so we've seen how these ones work. We have key influencers, we have KPIs, we have decomposition
Okay.
tree, and we can use
Okay.
a line chart in two different ways, but they are a process. So maybe if you
Okay.
want, we can do today or later after today or tomorrow, but we don't have much left.
No, I cannot disturb the class, so maybe the others they are on.
Okay, maybe we can give suggestions.
Yeah, can I come in?
Yeah.
Can we agree to proceed with the others tomorrow, just for us to relax our mind? Otherwise, we will be bloated with all the information.
Yeah, might be a very good suggestion, but just like what I said yesterday, if for recording to be sent to us. So
Okay.
even if, because for me also, I'm in the field, I'm now preparing from traveling from McKinney to Freetown, and I'll be driving. It takes me 2 to 3 hours. So if the recording is there, when I get to Freetown, then I will still go over it. Then I'll try to catch up with the class. But up to yesterday, the recording was not posted. And I suggested that we use a Google Classroom. So if the recording is there, then we can download it and follow it in our normal times. I don't know.
Yeah. Even myself, I'm also in the field. I'm just parked somewhere in the field, in the middle of nowhere, to get caught up with the class.
Yeah, you can see it
But
because you're in the vehicle.
my phone is heating up now.
Okay, so our moderator is supposed to be here. I shouldn't end the session without. Yes.
So yeah, I've had the queries for those participants. So for the recordings for yesterday's class, I will share today in the group.
Okay.
So don't worry about that. I will share the recording.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
And for the class, can we leave it? Can you release the class now for us to relax a bit? Then we continue with this the other visuals tomorrow.
In the evening, we have another session for we will be introducing the status data. So we will have another session from 2 to 5.
From 2 to 5.
Today.
Yeah.
That's my time here. It will be around 11 o'clock. Let me hear.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
I might be in the situation like my colleague, so I'll be driving there. I will park a bit and follow.
Okay. And also note that in the evening, I will be taking you through the e-learning platform. So I'll be showing you how to navigate the e-learning platform and how you'll be able to get your certificates. After a certificate by tomorrow, you'll be able to access your certificate. But before that, you need to have completed the fee. For those who have not completed the fee, you can start making the arrangements on how you will complete the balance, because you need to be unlocked on the e-learning platform. But I will walk you through that in the evening.
Okay.
We'll discuss on that in the evening as well.
Okay, what is the class after 2 all about?
Class 4?
The one for after 2 or 2. What is it all about?
Oh, status.
Oh, status.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
So make sure you'll attend the afternoon class so that I can walk you through the e-learning platform.
So, which means 2 for us here is 1 o'clock.
Yeah, you are 1 hour behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We are 3 hours behind you people. Like this morning, I was in bed, so I want to wake up early to catch up.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it's 9,
don't worry.
What is 6 p.m.?
Okay, I will share the recordings, so don't worry about that.
Okay, no problem. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay. So I hope there's no one who has a question or any inquiry, anything to add up.
Peter.
Or rather a comma, because there's
Peter.
Hello, I can hear you. Who is speaking?
Yes, I was saying, can you just let us 30 minutes before, because the time differences are very confusing. When you think you have caught what we are saying, then the next time you are lost again. So if you alert us that we are resuming in the next 30 minutes, it would help.
Okay, that's a good concern. I will do that.
Thank you.
So if you don't have any other questions, so I think we'll end the class there, and we will meet exactly at 2.
Okay, thank you.